Not good. Hello and welcome to Off the Beaten Pot, bringing great food back to the great outdoors. My name is Tom and I'm here to help you to raise your cooking game in the great outdoors. So I'm always banging on about, buy nice or buy twice, right? And not everyone can do that, but I'd like to tell you about 3 items that I've bought that are an absolute piece of shit. And I wish I hadn't, and I've wasted money. So maybe you can learn something from my poor judgment. So item number 1, and I thought that this was going to be an absolute game changer, and it is a foldable spork. And you'd think that this would be a reasonable thing to go for. Look, lightweight, titanium, folds down to nothing. Open, slide this down, in it goes, and you've got yourself a spork. I mean, really great concept, really poor design. This particular one is made by Tom's Shoe. I use their pot in my own little cook set and I love it. They're really good generally with making titanium, but they failed on this one. And it's not just them, this is obviously made in a factory in China and then just rebranded and sold to whoever wants to say it's their product. One of the reasons I don't like it is as soon as there's any amount of weight that goes onto this, look, it does that. And obviously you're not going to be folding it like that. I've had it, I've been stirring, it suddenly flips open, and just, you've got to keep your eye on it and you've constantly got to put it down. And that it gets hot around there, you get food on it, it's just not great. And if it does hold, that's a weak point. You see, that's already bending, I can hear it crinkling. So it's just no good. So save yourself some money. I wouldn't recommend these. If you're going to go down the spork route, and you want it to be lightweight, just get a titanium spork. Next item is this. This looks amazing. This is a cheap it's unbranded from Amazon special, and it does everything you'd expect it to do. It's got widening pan holders, it's always useful. It compacts down into not much, which is really nice. It has a pezzo lighter, and amazing. So is it? No, not really. Because this particular one may be bad, but it's had a really bad flow rate. I mean, you'd think it would just work, but it doesn't. The little clicky lighter, it's working now, but I took it out before and it stopped working, which is why it's always good to have more than one source of fire. So lighter or ferro rod, but then it stopped working again. Intermittent. I mean, what would you do if you get to where at the end of the day you're just hungry and you can't make a fire and you've got everything you need apart from a spark? Frustrating. It's pretty heavy. This gasket is not amazing. It's just flimsy. It looks like it's going to do the part, but it hasn't for me. I'm sure there are companies out there that you can recommend that do a cheap version, but they're just trying to be, let's face it, an MSR pocket rocket, and they are a bit more money, but I've had it for ages and I'm going to have it for years. With any luck, I'm giving that or any of my cook sets to my kid, but I'm not giving him this one because it's a pile of shit. Lastly, and I can see the benefit in these, is a windshield. Titanium windshield. First off, thing I don't like about it, not good. Excuse me. It's tinfoil, right? It's just fancy tinfoil. So I'm going to mute it. There it is. It's titanium tinfoil, so it's pretty rugged. You can fold it to fit the size of your cook set. I like that about it. It's got a hole there if you're going to put your gas pipe underneath it. But why don't I like it? Well, the noise is the worst thing about it, so I'm going to put it down so it stops crinkling. Oh, dude. Oh. Makes me feel sick. The noise. I don't like the noise. I love how it's lightweight, sure, but it blows away. You have to peg it down. When everyone says, well, why don't you just peg it down? That's fair enough, but I shouldn't have to. I mean, I like the fact that I can. There are windshields out there that exist that they roll really tightly and work with compression, or there's ones that come with pegs built in. When I'm cooking, I like although I like the process of it, I like the process of setting up and cooking, packing down, all of it. It's just part of it for me, for being outdoors. What I don't like is having to think about things I shouldn't have to think about. For example, with that, I shouldn't have to unroll it to a horrible noise. Who wants that noise when you're out and about? I'll let go of the noise. Okay, noise, gone. Then to have to find a tent peg. I don't want to carry an extra tent peg just to peg that down. That negates the lightweight aspect of it. So, and again, it was cheap. I can't remember if it was Amazon or eBay. Just a waste of money, in my opinion. Some of you, I'm sure, will be hitting the comment section with rage, saying, I love it because. Great, tell me why. Tell me why I shouldn't give up on this. Because at the moment, it's a noisy, crinkly bag of crap. I should really offer alternatives, shouldn't I? So, this one. Go and get yourself a proper spork. Or the Gerber Complete. It's a lot more money, but game changing. This thing. MSR Pocket Rocket. Or, you know, it doesn't have to be the deluxe. It could be any of the Pocket Rocket range. We'll do the same thing. This thing. Tinfoil. Or a well-placed backpack. Or I've got a Vango one, which is like the ones that, the concertina ones that folds, which is on my other COOKSET, which is at home at the moment. That for me is great because you don't have to use all the sections. It folds down flat. It doesn't really weigh that much. And it's not noisy. Anyway, there were 3 things I wish I hadn't wasted my money on. Hopefully it can deter you from doing the same. Or if you really disagree with me and you're a die-hard yes man or woman about any of those things, then please let me know in the comments below why I shouldn't give up on them. Anyway, just a short one today. Cheers and gone.